The economy is not this rosy picture that they've painted for everybody. Everywhere you turn, you can see people that they are struggling to pay for stuff, struggling with their bills, and yet here we are. You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. People are continuing to spending on their credit cards, spending on the buy now, pay laters. They are going to do this until they wily coyote off the cliff. That's the way it goes. And we can see this through every generation, all throughout this period of time. There is no example of financial education that seems to be passed down. It just doesn't happen, okay? And so we can look at this. Each generation has their own, situation. Some of them were able to buy homes for significantly cheaper in relation to their income. Today, though, we have run into a brick wall. There's a problem here. Financial education, you go back 100 years, you come to today, nobody knew about it, okay? Still today. And where I'm going with that is you can see this more Americans turn to TikTok for their news. Now, the mainstream news, I think it's terrible, of course. Maybe TikTok is better than that. I don't know. But if you're going to TikTok and you're receiving information in bite-sized pieces, you will not have the ability to be successful in your life. Bite-sized information, there is no depth, and you will not be able to actually conquer anything. Okay? It is with depth that we become masters. And this is important. It's an important distinction. You look back, though, on what people have been doing 100 years ago, they were not successful in, their financial endeavors generally. You look back 50 years ago. The difference now is that there's so much inflation that people cannot get away with just being average, just being okay, and still getting the average car, the average house, the average situation. Not anymore. That's not happening. So I want to talk about this in depth. Look, there's something going on here underneath all of this. The payrolls versus employment. Employment is lagging jobs by 9 million. I didn't think it was 9 million, but that's what they're saying here, 9 million. So what does this mean? When they give you the jobs numbers, oh yeah, the jobs numbers came out. Oh, it was a whopping 300,000 new jobs added. What if I told you that that was false? What if, in fact, they didn't really add 300,000 jobs? What if the situation was a lot more precarious than that? I'm going to show you the charts that will detail exactly what they're doing, okay? But you can see the difference here. So we get these jobs numbers. Now, if I work 4 jobs, that's not that counts as 4 jobs. One person, but 4 jobs. If I am fired, hired, it's as if I'm getting a quote unquote new job. All of these things start to skew the data, you see? But when you look at actual real employment, right? Actual employed people, the numbers have been very bad for a while. You can see the red line. And there was a point at which, something really snapped back in 2022, along with, increasing interest rates. Things have been haywire ever since. Job changes, March 2024. Here we go. Okay, so we added a whole bunch of jobs. There's just one problem, though. They're all part-time. All of them are part-time. In fact, we lost full-time jobs. Negative full-time jobs, but an increase in part-time jobs. Now, I don't know about you, I'd rather take a part-time job than no job. There's no question about it. I want to get some hours, and maybe I get 2 part-time jobs. Maybe I have to get 3 part-time jobs. Okay, but do you see how that skews the numbers? If I got to get 2 and 3 part-time jobs to add up to a full-time job, which probably doesn't have benefits, probably doesn't have this and that, along with the fact that I got to be probably commuting from place to place, all these different things, it's not an optimal scenario. This is skewing the numbers. The economy is not strong. Let's be clear about that. It's not. cumulative changes in full and part-time jobs since March of 2023. And you could see what's happening here. There's a big problem, and it's getting worse. So we'll see what happens through 2024. We're being told there's a recession, and then suddenly, oh no, there's no recession, that it's a soft landing. Is this going to start to unfold in higher unemployment, like the number that they give us? If that is, would be interesting to see. Will they finally admit it? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Then we have this native versus foreign-born workers. Zero job creation for native-born workers since July of 2018. And so there's a differential there. So we should be aware of that also. I think some people are just worried at this time. They don't know what the future has in store. Some Canadians are competing against thousands of applicants for jobs, and this isn't just like one or two cases. Yes, you'll see some things that have gone viral on social media. People, as you can see here, 500 people applied for one posting and 11,500 people for another. Now, maybe that's something really, really nice. You can see some of the examples in here, just simple things. Okay, these are not like, this is security guard / officer. It's not exactly, a fantastic thing. And this is the type of thing that I've been seeing everywhere. There's some stuff that's gone all over social media, and the lineups for one job, lineups. Everybody's fighting for these jobs. The job situation, this is Canada, of course, but it's kind of the same everywhere, where there's a lot of open jobs, but at the same time, they're not hiring people as they did before. It's a weird, very weird circumstance. Gen Z is toxic for companies, employers believe. I want to know what you think about that. Is that blanket statement, for the most part, accurate? What they're saying here in this article is actually no, that's not the case. They just don't want to be like millennials. They don't want to get screwed over. They are willing to tell their employer when they feel this and that, all that stuff. What is it about Gen Z? Let me know in the comments. California malls, as we know them, are dying. Here's what comes next. And so that's a sign. Number one, there was way too much retail to begin with. That should be reduced. But you can check the article out. The link will be in the description under the sources. But essentially what they say here is that they're converting them. And they're doing that a lot. This part of the mall is going to now be this, and this store is going to be that. They're trying to do that. I think, though, along the way, there will be a lot of failures. And these are nice malls. These are not like some little small plaza on the side of the road type of thing. These are big malls. A lot of money went into them, and they're failing. The consumer just isn't there. Okay, and as well as you have online shopping. There's just too much choice as well. Record numbers of wealthy Americans are looking for ways to live overseas. And this is what a lot of people are doing. They're saying, I can't afford it. I can't do it. This is not going to work for me. I'm gone. And I don't blame people. I honestly don't blame people for wanting to find a better life. This article is talking about Portugal and so on. Everywhere, for the most part, has become more expensive. Some places have become much worse. There's no question about it. But, if you're searching for that perfect place, you're probably going to be searching forever. But you got to understand what you need, what about the jobs in the area, how are you going to actually pay your bills. A lot of people, they don't think these things through sometimes. Who wouldn't like prices to start falling? Careful what you wish for, economists say. This is what we really need. We actually need a period of deflation. Deflation, the housing prices need to collapse. They need to absolutely collapse. Prices of stuff that you buy at the store, that needs to collapse. But it won't. And what they say is deflation is bad. That's bad. Look, I'm all for it. Yeah, does it hurt? Of course it hurts. Of course that would be very bad in some cases. Would employers lay people off? Yes, absolutely. But there's one thing that you can't stop. It's inflation. You cannot stop it. Once it goes, it only gets worse in real terms. So you better watch out. Deflation, generally, it can go, okay, we have this problem. Okay, it sucks. People get laid off. It's a year, it's 2 years, but there will be a bottom and things get better. When you have inflation, things don't get better. So watch out. Okay, I don't care what these economists say, they're sleeping. All right. If you found this video informative, hit that thumbs up button, hit it twice, hit it thrice. I do appreciate that because when you do so, it helps to support the channel. If you want to be ahead of the curve and you want to actually get the information before I can make videos about it, before I can, you're going to hear about these things. I'm talking about these trends way before, like literally months before, in my Finance Friday Live. More information in the link in the description at the top, as well as my business, Sunday Business Live. We talk about how to escape all of this. That's what Sunday Business Live is all about. If you want more information, link in the description. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.